Welcome back to Good Morning Idaho, everybody. Perhaps you're taking part in the $10,000 Treasure Valley Weight Loss Challenge, and if so, you've likely kicked your physical activity levels up a notch. Well, weight loss challenger Wendy Verplugen certainly has. Thanks for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
We know that that comes along with maybe some aches and pains as you kick up the physical activity. So we also have Matt Booth with us here this morning. He's from Therapeutic Associates. So Matt, you're going to be giving us some advice that may help take some of that pain away, I understand,
Yes.
right? Thank you for being here with us as well. So Wendy, let's start with you because first of all, you look great. We've seen you come on the show multiple times now, and when you walked in this morning, I was just blown away. You really do look great. So what kind of physical activity have you been doing since you started the challenge that you really picked up?
Well, I do several things. I participate in 3 classes a week. All 3 of those are with trainers. I have a trainer session on Monday night that's a group class with the other weight loss participants that have been on the air with you.
Nice to know that you guys are friends and getting along that way,
we
even
work
though you're
out together.
challengers.
Yep,
Okay.
we work out together every Monday night. And then I do a class at Therapeutic Associates in Nampa on Wednesday nights with a group of people out there that are using adaptive exercise because of injury or surgeries, recovering from surgeries and things like that, and so I do that, and then I also do a separate trainer class at Axiom Fitness on my own.
Wow.
And then every other day of the week I do my own cardio on my own.
I would imagine with 3 different classes that you're doing very regularly, what kinds of aches and pains have you experienced?
Well, you know, I've been really lucky. I came into this with a pretty healthy body, overweight body, but a healthy body nonetheless, and so I do have a little bit of problem with my shoulders. They're really tight. I've had injury before in my shoulders, and then I'm noticing a little bit of pain in my knee.
Shoulders and knees. So you, one upper body, one lower body, and we know that's often how people split up their exercises with the upper lower body. So Matt, that's where you come in. She's been doing, you've been doing a lot of cardio, which is probably going to be working those knees when you do cardio, things like that. Matt, what kinds of things do you do at Therapeutic Associates with people like Wendy to help with those aches and pains?
The first thing people need to really think about this time of year is that you need to be listening to your body. So if it's aching, you can slow down a little bit first.
It's kind of a signal.
Right. If we listen to our bodies, we're probably going to be okay. But if you have to keep slowing down, you're not able to exercise as much, that's when physical therapy can be helpful. So what we can do is look at where is that issue coming from? Is that the victim or the culprit? Sometimes there's another issue that's causing that. So there might be another joint nearby that's too tight or too loose, another muscle may be working too hard or too little. So if we can find that, fix it, then people can get back to doing the exercise they want to do.
So perhaps maybe your quad muscle is weak and it's putting too much strain on your knees or something like that, and making your knees hurt when you want to strengthen your quads, something like that.
Or the rotator cuff is not strong enough, or most often the core, for a lot of things in the lower body, the core muscles just aren't strong enough in the trunk. And then we're compensating and using another muscle too much, and that starts to ache.
So it makes you think, you know, you got to realize that something is hurting. That's obviously a problem, but it may not be that actual body part that has one of those problems.
Correct.
So both of you, as you have these classes, obviously you've been working with Matt at Therapeutics Associates. What kinds of specific things have you been doing to help address what Wendy has going on?
Actually, Wendy's been working at our Nampa location with Nate Allen. And so Wendy can probably talk about what she's been doing.
Nate's really good about adapting the exercise that we're doing. So it's a circuit training class. We're all doing the same exercise, but the person who has the knee injury, he adapts that exercise so that they use a little bit different muscle, a little bit different movement, still get the same workout as I'm going to get, but I have a shoulder problem, so he's adapting a different exercise for me. And
then I'm assuming he probably adapts it each week too. Maybe you come in the next week and say, my shoulder's feeling better, but hey, you know, my elbow or whatever.
Right, we switch things up a lot so you don't overuse a muscle group either, but get a total body workout, and they're really good at that group to make it worthwhile for you to be there and work with your own body and your own limitations.
And so Matt, if people are interested in taking part in some of these classes that are maybe, you know, that are adapted, what can they do to get involved so they have a healthy workout?
So people can just, you know, call to the clinics, you know, they can schedule to come into the classes. My clinic down in Boise and Park Center, we have kettlebell classes Tuesday and Thursday nights, so they can call and come down to that. And then physical therapy, most people it's covered by insurance, so they can call and get scheduled to start trying to figure out where is that problem coming from. Let's work on fixing it through exercise and hands-on manual therapy. work out those kinks.
And it's interesting to think of physical therapy. Sometimes I think people may forget that when they're starting to work out. I'm about weight loss, I'm about working out. Physical therapy, they may think is for, after surgery and things like that, but very much could come into play.
Right.
Even from the beginning, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it could be very small things. People might say, well, this is bothering me. I get to 2 miles on the treadmill and my knee's starting to bother me. Well, that's going to limit them from going further. So if we can find the problem and fix it, then they can keep pushing forward.
Perfect. All right. Well, we're going to talk with both of you again in about an hour here on Good Morning Idaho. You guys are going to stick around, and we appreciate that. We'll talk a little bit more about some preventative measures as well. We're continuing on with a look at some of the ways you can relieve those aches and pains. Of course, if you've been following along with our weight loss challenge, you might have some of those. We've been chatting with one of the challengers, Wendy Verplugen, and also Matt Booth from Therapeutic Associates. We appreciate both of you sticking around with us for another look at this. And earlier in the show, we were talking a little bit about some of the things that people may not think about when they get going, that there are going to be maybe some aches and pains if you're not necessarily doing things right. So Matt, we wanted to talk a little bit about some of the prevention techniques. We understand at Therapeutic Associates, you guys actually have a pretty scientific method to check somebody out before they start working out.
Yeah, so both of our Nampa clinics and my clinic in Boise Park Center, we use ultrasound imaging. So it's the same technology used to look at a baby, but we can look at the core muscles. So we can look into the stomach and see the different layers and show those to the patient, so they can see where the deficits are. Are you exercising the right muscles when you do the core? Sit-ups and crunches might not be working properly. You might not get the best layers, the deepest layers of the core. And if you get those working correctly, then the research shows that you'll be less likely to be having back pain, more likely to be improving.
So would you say it's more like an evening out, making sure that all the muscles are doing their fair share type of thing?
Correct, yes. They're all taking their own fair share of the load, and even left to right, are they working correctly? There might be a deficit just on one side. So we can see that, whereas it might be so deep we can't feel it on somebody, but we can see the image, and then when the people can see it, then they can really learn how to do it correctly.
And then it's something that sticks with you too. You're like, oh yeah, I saw that picture. I need to make sure I'm doing X, Y, and Z to get those muscles working.
Right, and then they can take that idea then to their core exercises, then to their all of their other activities. They can be doing all the core right, and then they're going to have less compensation patterns that would be causing aches and pains.
Wow, and we're talking about avoiding those. You don't want them in the first place. Of course, you guys help out if someone does have aches and pains, but hey, better to not have them in the first place. Sure. And that's something also, Wendy, that you've been doing in your own personal workouts, because you've been going to the Nampa location of Therapeutics Associates, and you say that they've helped you with some things before you get going each time, right?
Right. Each of the members of that class, that weekly class, got to take home a packet of at-home exercises, things that we can do on our own at home with no equipment. And part of that package is a really good step-by-step instruction on different stretches that you can do for your body. And those are things that you can do before and after exercise to ensure that after you've strengthened a muscle group, you're stretching it out as well to lengthen and prevent soreness the next day, but also injury.
And you talked about something that's also helping your own knees, right? In one of the workouts you do?
Yeah, I started realizing after being pretty sedentary and then moving into a pretty active lifestyle, I did have a few problems. One of them was my knee, and Nate at Therapeutic Associates helped me realize that part of my knee pain was because I was not aligning my body correctly when I was doing the squat position and lunges and things like that. And so he helped me correct that alignment and take that pressure off of my knee, and that's really helped in all of my workouts.
And so this is something, like we said, that's helping you at each workout you do. Hopefully you're having less and less pain.
I do,
right?
Yes, absolutely.
And we wanted to get also an update. Of course, I'm sure perhaps you guys at Therapeutic Associates maybe have been able to see, and you guys at home as well, when you see Wendy walk in today, you look great. What kind of progress have you made in the weight loss challenge?
I weighed in on Wednesday night, and I've hit the 20-pound mark.
Congratulations.
Hopefully 21 by today. No, but so it's about 2.5 pounds a week, and that's a really healthy, sustainable level, not too crazy, and something that I think I can continue with the pace that I'm at. So I'm excited.
And we're excited for you. Congratulations on that. And Matt, of course, this sounds like a steady type of plan that anybody could do, right? Not just Wendy.
Yeah, sustainable is really important because so many people take off too fast. Yeah. And then they crash and burn.
And then they're going to have lots of aches and pains, too, if they take off too fast. All right. Well, we thank both of you for coming in. Of course, Therapeutic Associates, you can stop by any of their clinics if you are interested in those classes, or maybe even getting those sonogram pictures and kind of see where you need to get those muscles moved. Hopefully prevent you from some aches and pains in the past. So thank you both for being here.
Thank you.